Hello, I am here to do my check-in for my second round of the Ting 2022 Weight Loss Challenge. And just to tell you how my first week ended up going, and also how I've been doing this second week of the challenge. In general, I'm feeling really good about how it's going with the challenge. I'm finding it much easier this round, and my athletic performance continues to improve. So, just feeling very encouraged at this point. I'm actually so much farther ahead than I thought I would be. So, that's something that's really given me a self esteem boost. And I definitely have the motivation to just keep at it. Like, there's no part of me at all whatsoever that wants to stop moving forward with this. So I feel like I've shifted something, I feel like I'm in a place where I can really make this a lifestyle. Um, I feel like I'm in the process of really changing my relationship to exercise and training. And it's not so much something that's about whipping my body into shape with punishing workouts that I don't enjoy as it used to be in the past, especially with my history of eating disorder. It's actually quite the opposite now. It's more this feeling of, wow, I get to do this. Like, I have a body that is able to move like this. And at my age, to be able to recapture these these exercises that I really thought were sort of, out of range for what I could reasonably do just with where I'm currently at, all the jumping, all the plyometrics, the high intensity. It definitely is pushing me. It's definitely pushing me to my edge. And yet I feel like I'm meeting it. And the transitions are just the thing that's really blowing me away at this point, because I remember that was my big goal when I first started. Was I wanted to be able to keep up with Chloe, I wanted to be able to keep up with her. I just flabbergasted that she was able to move like that. And now I'm keeping up with her, and in such a short period of time. I think that's what's really been impressive for me, is that I've seen so much of an increase in my athletic ability in a relatively short period of time. Now, as of tomorrow, I only have one more workout, and I will be halfway through this challenge already. It's like going so quickly this time. And I'm kind of excited because I did see that she is going to be releasing a new challenge, and it's coming out at the end of this month, and it's going to be more weight training focused. So I definitely was like on the right track, with choosing to start to include the weights and the resistance with this round of the challenge, which I'm going to dive into next week. I wanted to give myself a chance to really, build up to that, since I'm starting this challenge at a different place than I was the first round, right? When I first did this challenge, I had to do all low intensity. I had to modify everything. And for the most part, with the exception of a few things that are just continue to be out of my scope of what my body can do at this point, I'm doing all high intensity. I'm doing the complete moves without modification. There's just a couple things that are still like not quite there yet, but even with my modifications that I'm doing on those couple of exercises, I'm seeing huge improvement. So I'm definitely ready, though, I think, for this next week coming up to start adding that weight in particular on the lower body exercises. Definitely ready for it. So I'm excited to up level what I'm doing. This week was very interesting for me, as was the tail end of the first week, because I got some kind of like funky tummy bug, you know? And it was kind of frustrating because on the days when I was working out, I felt fine. And then what was happening is on my active rest days, I would wake up with a really queasy tummy and was nauseous all day, you know. Um, I had a couple days where, I was throwing up and had really, really bad, like acid reflux. I didn't feel well at all. And it wasn't what I was eating, I've been eating pretty nutritiously and foods that have never caused me, any kind of problem before. So nothing had really changed in terms of my diet. And I don't really know what it was. But other people in the house got sick too. So it wasn't just me. But I thought it was odd that it was only on my days of active rest that I felt sick. And that really bugged me because I wanted to enjoy my active rest day. And instead I like spent my active rest days just feeling like hell. And so that kind of bummed me out. But I'm grateful that, I was able to bounce back and be okay to, do the workouts the other days, but it consistently happened. The tail end of the first week and throughout the second week on my active rest days, I was not feeling well. I had tummy troubles, but it seems like that's cleared out and it's not an issue anymore. So I'm glad to be over that hump, but it definitely was a challenge. And I'm glad that I was able to, feel okay to do the workouts on the workout days and that I didn't have to miss anything, because that would have really bummed me out. But I've really realized how important those active rest days are for me and how much that frustrated me, to just want to have this day where I could restore myself and take that time to take it a little bit easier with my body, let my body recover. And instead I'm like hurling all day and feeling icky. So that I hadn't had a stomach bug like that since I was a little girl, honestly. It is really miserable. So I'm glad to be like over that. And yeah, the challenge is going great and just moving along, moving forward. I did check my waist measurement after the first week. I'm down another half an inch. I continue to see improvements. I continue to see changes in my physical body, the way my clothes are fitting. Again, I don't know about the weight. I'm never going to weigh myself. I'm never going to step on a scale. I don't feel the need to go down that road again. And, the reality is, would it trigger me? Would it activate me like it used to? Probably not. But I don't want to go back to defining things in those terms. But I do appreciate seeing the results of my hard work. I do want to get my waist to a really healthy place. That's important to me. Especially my age, especially with my family history of heart disease and also diabetes. So my health is really valuable to me at this stage in my life. And with my 50th birthday, coming up later this year, I definitely have it as a central focus. So I'm just feeling really positive about my whole focus with this challenge. I think that my energy is being directed in the right way. I'm really feeling a lot of improvement in my self-esteem, and I'm really stoked that rise in my feelings of self-worth, it actually has nothing to do with the physical changes. It has to do with how I'm feeling. And so I'm really happy with how my focus has changed with exercise. And it's been great because Ted has been a really good training partner. Yes, he's been a really good training partner. And he's here with me now. He wanted to do the check in with me. But he's been wonderful. He's like there to cheer me on every workout. And on the little, what you get, like maybe like two of them in each workout, the little 30-second rest. The rest of the time it's like, oh, you got 5 seconds to catch your breath between moves. But on those 30-second rests in sets, we throw the ball and Ted gets his workout in too. So we've been supporting each other, and we've been lengthening his walks, and he's been getting his own training in. So all around, just it's been a super positive experience. I was thinking that after I finished the second round of the Ting challenge that I was going to go on to the summer shred, but I'm kind of waiting to see what Chloe releases with this new workout. I might want to jump in on the new one. I'm excited to see what she puts together, and especially since it's going to be weight training focused and I'm bringing the weights in, it might be the direction I go. So we'll see. Still trying to make up my mind about that, but in general, feeling really great. Food feels really great. I've been making some homemade soups and just, enjoying my food. I'm not following any diet. I'm not doing anything in particular. I'm just eating whatever sounds good to my body. And it's interesting. My body really has just naturally fallen back into its original rhythm that I've kind of had my whole life, but I sort of lost track of that. As I got older and I started focusing on diets more, I lost connection with my individual body rhythms and preferences. But I've always kind of been naturally an intermittent faster. I've never been somebody who's really hungry when I first wake up in the morning. I usually don't get hungry until the afternoon. And I would say probably about 95% of the time, I am intermittent fasting, but it's not anything that's planned. It's just that's when I get hungry, is later in the day. And I don't like to eat late at night because it makes me feel really icky. And I learned that just from, intuitive eating, paying attention to my body, noticing how my meals were affecting me. If I eat past 8 p.m., it never works out very well for me. It affects the quality of my sleep. I wake up, I feel groggy, sometimes I can feel like bloated. It doesn't support my digestion. And I know as an Ayurvedic practitioner how important it is to let my body go through its detoxification process at night. And it can't adequately do that if I'm eating and giving my digestive organs all this food to break down and assimilate when it's supposed to be, detoxing. So, I don't eat late at night. I don't snack. That's not really my thing either. Sometimes I kind of fall into this pattern. It seems to be the way it's been lately, especially since I've started training, where I gotta let Ted out because he's wanting to go outside. So I'm gonna step away, but I'm gonna keep talking. Lately I've been falling into a pattern of, getting my workout in with Chloe, and then afterwards I've been having a recovery shake, and I put lots of good healthy fats in there with my nut butter, and I have a protein powder I really like, and I always put banana in there. That really helps prevent the muscle soreness, and I like to put coffee in it just because I like that kick. And I've actually cut back my coffee quite a bit. I noticed that I just kind of have my coffee and my protein shake now, and I enjoy it like that. And it feels like the coffee doesn't give me such a spike of insulin because it's getting into my system with, these other nutrients. That sort of balances that out. So that's been really great for me. And I'll usually have a shake, and then I have I like to have a nice full dinner, I enjoy having like a big satisfying meal at night. And yeah, that's what it is most of the time. Every now and then I notice like on the weeks where Chloe really brings in a lot more of the strength training, I might wake up hungry, and sometimes I will have a breakfast, but it's kind of rare. It's sort of like a once in a while thing. But I've just been listening to my body, and that's kind of the way it's been going. Sort of like in this intermittent fasting cycle, I'm keeping my hydration up. I drink my lemon water. I really focus on drinking predominantly water. I don't really drink much juice or anything else. I tend to take my coffee black when I have it, or, if I do have just coffee on, the rare occasion, I'll have it bulletproof if I haven't had anything else to eat. Just so, that good healthy fat coming in with that slows down that insulin response. Sometimes I'll throw a little cinnamon in there that helps with that too. And yeah, I don't know, foods just become kind of like this non-issue for me. I don't even like really think about it anymore. And I'm not strict with myself about what I eat or anything of that nature. And I really want people to understand that, because there's like so much misinformation out there, and it's perpetuated by the diet industry. And let's remember, the diet industry is like, a $6 billion plus annual industry. Like, they make a lot of fucking money off of people's insecurity. And you hear all of these rules about the way to eat and keto and this and that and the other. I worked with keto, and I did healthy keto. I got lots of good, non-starchy vegetables in, and I got quality fats, and it was beneficial for me on one level, but it wasn't ultimately sustainable. And I was kind of working with keto for a little bit to help me with some of the neurological issues I was dealing with my condition. And it was definitely beneficial for my brain health. I have to say that. It really did cut off my flares, and that was the whole reason why I explored that for a bit. But as a lifestyle practice, it wasn't sustainable. And right now I'm kind of like just back in my natural state, that I was in before I ever started dieting in the first place as a teenager. And I don't eat heavy, animal protein, and I do enjoy a lot of vegetarian options, and I like meat too, but I don't overdo it. And I'm mindful of the saturated fats, but I love the, quality EFAs and monounsaturated fats. That feels really good in my body. I'm getting lots of fiber. I love oatmeal. I love doctoring up my oatmeal with protein powder, chocolate protein powder and peanut butter, and putting coconut cream on top. And it's like, it's so decadent and like yummy and delicious and satisfying. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying food. It's so cool for me, I have to say, to be able to train like this and just eat what I want and not stress on it, just listen to my body. Like, there was a night over this past week, when I really wanted nachos. That's what I wanted for dinner. I'd had my recovery shake after my workout, and I hadn't had anything else that day, and I really wanted nachos for dinner. So, I made up myself, a plate of nachos. I was light on the cheese, and, just put a couple tablespoons of sour cream on there, and had my salsa loaded up on my salsa, and put just a little bit of seasoned ground beef on there. And oh man, it was so good. It was so good, and it was so satisfying. And yeah, I felt great. I felt great. And so it's so nice to be like free of that diet mentality and all the rules and the BS around food, and just to trust my body, that my body knows what works for me, knows what it wants, knows what it needs. And if I listen, it responds well. And, here I am eating whatever I want, and, enjoying chocolate now and then, and, practicing moderation, not being restrictive. I have no foods that are off the menu. And, here I am at this point, it's been 6 weeks, that I've trained with Chloe Ting, and I'm down 17 inches from my body, which is amazing. It's amazing. I mean, really, it's amazing. You should see how loose my clothes are. Like, I definitely need new clothes. And I mean, I see it. I see it in my face. If you go back and look at the first video of me, just like my skin coloring and the chin action. I mean, I still got a little bit there, okay? I still got some. But it's much less than it was. And yeah, I feel good. My energy's good. My mood is good. My sleep is slamming. I am sleeping so good. I've moved a lot of emotions. I've cleared a lot of old energy. And I just feel super motivated and inspired. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. So that's my check-in for how week 1 went. I'm in a very, very busy time right now. Week 2 is pretty much wrapped up. So, this is pretty much my week 2 check-in. But, next week when I check in, I'll let you know if I saw any more movement in that waist measurement, and just any other insights that came in for me. But yeah, got a busy work week. I got a lot going on. I got my Kapha Reset course through Cobra's Medicine Bag that's launching tomorrow again for its second round with the spring equinox, and got my intuitive eating support group going, and course, a 10-month journey into intuitive eating. And I'm working on the next lesson that opens up for that this weekend, and seeing clients and building all kinds of things for Broad Coven. So it's just like, right now my main focus is to make sure I stay committed to giving my body this care with the workouts with Chloe, and also giving myself some pampering, self-care, giving myself some abhyanga, some self-massage, and some nice soaks in the tub with, Salt Witch Apothecary's bath bombs that my friend, my dear friend Arbibo makes for me. And yeah, just making sure that I'm also managing my stress and enjoying those nightly chill out sessions with Silver Hair ASMR. He's still my favorite. I've explored some others, but he's my favorite, hands down. And that's what I'm going to go and do right now. I'm going to go chill out with Silver Hair, let him take care of me, wind me down for the night. And yeah, thank you for following along. You all have been such a great encouragement. I've really appreciated all of you who have left me comments and shared your experiences. And thank you for the support. It really means a lot to me. And I'll keep the updates coming and let you know how it's going. And I look forward to the day when I can show you my before and afters. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. And I'm going to respect my feelings on that. And I'll share it at the appropriate time. But I kind of want to like lay a big change on y'all, and like shock the shit out of you. I just think it'll be more fun. So thank you so much. And until next week.